Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the man himself, be honest, is not really the most happiest tonight. He's not the most energetic right now. Obviously, the past couple days, there has been a lot going on as far as, the continued to, the continued precautions of the coronavirus that are taking place right now. That I continue myself to say nothing but just offer my thoughts and prayers to those whose lives have been, impacted in some ways as far as this disease goes right now. That's the best I can really say right now. And unfortunately, it's taking a toll on us for a lot of things. Especially the fact that, a lot of places like restaurants, like your favorite place to go or such, or, the requirement of, large gatherings are being, taken down right now because of all this going on. And obviously, it really just sometimes can just, one of those things that just sucks the life out of you. And it's not your fault. But unfortunately tonight, with the announcement of the relocation of WrestleMania 36, and just watching this show, knowing that what I'm going through right now, actually going out tonight to watch Raw, which it would have been better if it was not in an empty Performance Center, would have definitely been very much needed for me, for sure. Because watching this show, it was hard. I just seeing how limited we all feel right now is frustrating. Especially for us wrestling fans. Like, around this season, you're supposed to be all fired up. You're supposed to be all prepared. Like, you see this match card of, Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. Even though the title's on the line, Goldberg and Roman Reigns. John Cena and Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. Edge and Randy Orton. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, even though the feud's been dragged out like crazy. It's something they could put on a good match on a WrestleMania card. You're looking at all these matches, and it's like, yeah, let's go. And then, especially for some people, like my friend Gene, who is planning on going to WrestleMania this year, gets that unfortunate news that WrestleMania is being moved to the Performance Center and is performing in front of a live audience. Now, I don't want to really complain or rant about this. I don't like that idea. I really do not like the idea of WrestleMania being at the Performance Center. Raw and SmackDown have been hard enough to watch the way it is without an audience. That energy level is not there, and that's what makes these moments even more spectacular. The fact that they're even doing WrestleMania at the Performance Center makes me feel like we're just doing it just to do it at this point. I mean, yes, I can kind of understand WWE in some ways has their hands tied, even though they pretty much were forced to make this decision instead of just, making the right decision. And I still felt that we should have just postponed WrestleMania until everything, with the coronavirus settles down. But instead, we're having it at the Performance Center. There's going to be no fans there, and it's basically just going to feel like watch what we're watching right now with Raw or SmackDown. It's like, okay, I get Raw and I get SmackDown being there. I get your weekly shows being there at this time. But do you really have to put WrestleMania at the Performance Center with no crowd at all whatsoever? No one there to, allow the fans, allow the superstars as well, to feel that energy, that celebration moment with the crowd when they get that big moment. Do you think Drew McIntyre wants to be winning his WWE Championship in front of nobody? Do you really think Shayna Baszler wants to win her Raw Women's Championship in front of nobody? Do you think Roman Reigns and Goldberg, even though they're not going to get a good reaction, want to have the match they're having in front of nobody and not know how anybody feels about the match? Or, because everything else, the art of wrestling is just that much better whenever you actually have, fans there reacting to what you're doing. That's the reason why we watch this show. Watching like Raw or SmackDown right now without an audience, it's just like they're doing it just to say they did it. And I get at this point, WWE is like back to a corner. Like this is the part why I'll defend them. Like, this isn't their fault. But I really, really think, in my opinion, they should have just postponed WrestleMania, because them just doing it in front of a live audience, like their matches on this card that are meant to be in front of a lively, excited, energetic audience, those are the reactions that we should be getting, and now we're not going to get them. And it's just sad. It's unfortunate. There's nothing we can do, though. We have, our health and such to take care of first before, WrestleMania and whatnot. But, I don't know. Just watching tonight's episode, I was into it at first, but then it just dipped for me. One, again, sitting here knowing I should have been there tonight, because Raw was supposed to be here tonight. I had a ticket. I was going to go. I was going to be in section 104. Unfortunately, it's not the case. But let's talk about what actually did happen on the show. The show opened up actually with Edge. The best part of the night for sure was this promo by Edge. So good and just so great, hyping up this match that the story's been perfectly told the whole entire time. And Edge just put even a bigger exclamation point on it with this promo that he cut tonight. But anyways, so Edge comes out and says it's been a strange few months for him and his wife Beth. And then we see what Randy Orton's been up to lately. He talks about his past with Orton, how they both owe so much to Mick Foley, who pushed both of them and tortured them both and taught him grit that brought him back after 9 years retired. They're a lot alike, but they have one major difference. Orton is an entitled brat. One of the best for sure, but he's had all this handed to him on a silver platter, and that kills Orton and makes him jealous of a guy like Edge who had to work for everything. Edge's mother raised him as a single parent and broke her back to make sure his dreams could come true, and then when he came back at the Rumble and eliminated Orton, that's what set him off. It's not about love. Orton does not love him. This is about jealousy. Orton can't do what he does that tears him apart. So 2 weeks ago, Beth comes back to give a medical update, which nobody realizes this, but he claims she was here to retire for him again. Randy just couldn't let her finish. All those years, he pulled Orton out of the holes and stopped him making horrible decisions, and Randy pulled him out of a hole that he had dug and kept him from making a horrible decision. So it's pretty simple. Orton, if you have guts, show up to WrestleMania at the Performance Center, and it'll be Edge versus Orton in a last man standing match. This is not a story that Randy dictates. Edge writes this story. It's not tragedy. It's redemption. What a great promo. Just that simple story told from the beginning to end, and it doesn't feel like it's just, lazy or whatnot. It's a effective story that has so much truth behind it and just works so well. This idea that Randy Orton claims he's preventing Edge from, from protecting him and allowing him to realize what's more important to him is his family. Well, true, but Edge also is supported by his family with this idea that he wants to come back and finish his career on his terms. And he knows that Orton just wants to take away from Edge what Edge took away from him at the Royal Rumble. And also to the fact that, again, Orton can't have some big, heroic story like compared to Edge. So what does he do? He brings him back down his level and sends him back to where he came from. But it does not work out. And, of course, this has to have stipulations to it, and I actually like it. Last man standing match at WrestleMania. Edge and Orton. Freaking awesome, for sure. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait. I wish it was running the right crowd, but Still going to be awesome. Because Edge looked phenomenal. He looked excellent when he participated in the Royal Rumble match this past January. So we'll see how this match goes at WrestleMania. And for some reason, it's saying I'm unable to connect to the live chat. Please try again later. So if I'm not getting any of your messages in the live chat, that is why, and I do apologize. So, we had that to start off with. This was also cool too. We had a video footage of Becky Lynch arriving at the Performance Center in an 18-wheeler that was literally custom made for her. Had her the man painted on it, had herself painted on it. It was freaking badass, and I thought it was freaking awesome. But then the show dipped. Because then for the next hour and a half, what else is going to happen when you have an episode that's basically a recap show, feels like? I thought we were going to get highlights from it, but no. We watched the entire men's Royal Rumble match on Raw. And this is exactly how I felt. Because, yes, it was an awesome match. Freaking awesome match, that Royal Rumble. But we've seen it already. And I feel we got some, but not too much, next level for our storylines. And I felt like it was just to fill time. Again, this idea that it just feels like that WWE is just continuing to get put on their shows just to say we did them. And it's just not working for me. And even though, again, this Rumble match is freaking awesome, I still felt like this kind of drained me out for enjoying the remainder of this show. Just in my opinion, of course. Because afterwards, we had a contract signing between AJ Styles and The Undertaker. Undertaker just comes out, just walks through the ring like a normal human being. He didn't have his special effects or anything except for some smoke. And he just walked out there, and he gets to the ring, flips the table over, and AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson appear on the Titantron. AJ then says that he has the contract. The idea is he took the contract and Taker got pissed. Got it. But anyways, he puts over Taker for his legacy, but before pointing out that this is 2020, and you don't see Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals. He calls him a shadow of his former self, and he can't find any sympathy for him. Why? Because not once, but twice, Taker has stuck his nose in OC business and has taken victories away from him. He signs a contract, and then he sends out Gallows and Anderson to ringside to basically give Taker the contract, just trying to play mind games with backfire, because the lights went out and Taker appeared behind him, and he basically beat the two of them down, signed the contract, and then awkwardly stared at Styles as they both stared at each other through stage, which was weird. Taker looked kind of old, and of course, in the promo, Styles kept saying injected. You're getting injected with this, injected with that. Obviously not flat saying it, but obviously referring to how Taker apparently has to inject himself with some needles and whatnot in his leg before wrestling a match. And again, it's not good. I mean, I just don't know what to expect from this match. I mean, yes, it's definitely a dream match, but this is Taker in his old age and literally does not have the durability anymore, unfortunately. AJ Styles, I mean, yeah, he's starting to wear down a little bit as well, but I don't know what to think of this match still. And of course, Gallows and Anderson just look like a bunch of goons again, and it just makes me wish that it was the AJ Styles and the club that we got from 2016, but now that the damage has already been done to Gallows and Anderson, I feel like it's bringing down AJ as well. So, not too impressed. Andrade Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio had just a random match, and Asuka was on commentary rooting for Andrade like crazy. I do not know why, but I thought it was weird. And then Rey Mysterio wins with a diving splash. Of course, want to know why? Because the champions lose clean. We then get a recap of what happened with Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler as they build towards their match at Mania. And then Becky comes out, not in her 18-wheeler, but she comes out. says this one is for Shayna. She knows her more existence drives her crazy because as long as she holds the title, Shayna's world doesn't make sense. She thinks she can just bully her way to the top like she did in NXT, but you see Becky with the title and it shows that's not how it has to be. She's the prey that killed its predator, so don't make the same mistake as the rest of them. Every word, action, tweet, and interview are designed to make Shayna think exactly what Becky wants. Cut through the rest of the division all you like. But Becky is a whole different proposition, and that enrages Shayna. But she wants Shayna to think of how it's going to feel to lose, because she's wanted to chew through the entire division. But at WrestleMania, she's going to prove her whole life is a lie, and it's going to hit her like a truck. Yeah, hit her with the 18-wheeler. Shayna, of course, have been sitting and watching the monitor the entire time. We didn't get a recap of what's going on for the match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Another match which I forgot to mention earlier that I'm excited about. It's not going to get a good reaction because it's the Performance Center. Kevin Owens is being interviewed backstage, but he takes the microphone, basically takes control of the entire interview. And he basically mentions how he wants to wrestle Seth at WrestleMania. There's no better place than the Performance Center, because now that the Performance Center, Owens has a home field advantage. Not Steph, that's my sister's name. Seth never spent time at the Performance Center, but he started his WWE career here. Went through the hardest parts of his WWE experience here, met people he considers like brothers and mentors, and then he and Rollins fight. He'll add one more memory when he beats him in the same building where he earned his place in the WWE. Okay, just wonder what stipulation is going to be, because again, this match has been dragged on so freaking long. We're also being told that Orton, Lesnar, and McIntyre will be on Raw next week. Then Stone Cold came out basically saying a bunch of things about Austin 316 Day, making it a national holiday, and also Byron Saxton was awkwardly holding up cue cards just to rate him. I just thought it was freaking corny. Then Byron eventually got hit with the stunner twice. But Becky Lynch came out actually afterwards and grabbed a beer and drank some beers with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I thought it was pretty cool. But that's all I can say, guys. That's Raw. I gave it a C. Again, it's just doesn't feel special. I feel like it's just happening just because, and just not really in a good mood about WrestleMania being at the Performance Center. Again, that's what we can do, though. That's what we're doing for Raw tonight, guys. I did actually catch up with NXT UK over the weekend, so tomorrow I will review what's been going on with the UK. And after that, I think the only thing I really need to get caught up with is the pay-per-views. So I'll do some pay-per-views review as well over the next several days. Obviously, I'm going to be home a little bit more because of the coronavirus. I'll probably be able to, be on track with some things and catch up a little bit more on some stuff for the next week or so, however long it is until things settle down with the coronavirus. But again, all I can say about it is just offer my prayers for anyone who's dealing with it right now, and just hope that sometime soon we can all go back to our normal lives and such. That's my review for Raw, guys. What are your thoughts on Raw? Again, I gave it a C. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure to slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne83. With that, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow for my NXT UK stream. Peace out, everybody.